Yeah. Yep, there's Half Dome. Look at that. It's coming out. It's peaking.
It's called Cloud's Rest. I was just at that.
Oh, Cloud's Rest. Well, so those are the cathedral spires right there then, I think.
World famous tunnel view, Yosemite Valley. The sky's overcast. The sun's coming up behind Half Dome between the peaks. When I'm looking at my histogram, I'm actually according to the meter of the camera, I'm actually overexposing it. But I'm looking at the histogram and it's giving me a spike basically in the middle. Let me give you a quick view of that. So according to the meter, I was actually overexposing it, but as you can see by the spike in the histogram, I'm still slightly underexposed because the meter is actually seeing the highlights in the sky there. So be careful when you're exposing something like this. In a couple of minutes, I'll actually get out my split neutral density filters and start using them. I was hoping for some cloud cover, but it is gorgeous. World famous tunnel view, Yosemite National Park. It's actually sunrise. Or actually sunrise was about 5 minutes ago. As you can see by the band of light in the sky, we're going to have a little bit of overcast. We had no color this morning, but you stand here and just in awe going, wow, this is incredible view. I was here last night. It was different. I actually stayed until it got pitch black, and I'm going to come back later in the day and photograph it at several different times. Supposed to, by the weather report, it's supposed to be mostly cloudy today, but looks like they hopefully are wrong. I see some clouds, but a little bit doesn't hurt. So when you're looking at this view, be careful of that light band because it will fool the meter. Your exposure is going to be right there in the middle, basically where Half Dome, you can see it a little bit almost silhouetted, and you're going to look over here at El Capitan on the left. That's where you're going to base your exposure. World famous tunnel view, Yosemite National Park. The light is actually coming up. This is sunrise, so you see the sun's actually fixing to peek over the cloud. What I'm looking at is I'm actually having to base my exposure on the meter, not my meter, the camera, but on the histogram, because when I'm looking at the meter, it's telling me I'm 3 stops overexposed. Yet when I get to the histogram, you can actually see with this exposure, I'm about right. I could actually overexpose it a little bit, but I'm trying to watch that band. I don't want it to peak out. What I'd be basing my exposure on is right there on the left is El Capitan. I'm actually fixing to get the sunlight straight in the lens, so we're going to find out how that'll affect the exposure and just enjoy the view. We're at Tunnel View, Yosemite National Park, and the sun is actually just peeking over the Three Brothers there, and it's actually starting to give us a little star bright pattern and flaring our lens just a touch. In a couple of minutes it's going to be a little bit too bright, and we'll have to go rest for a few minutes and let the sun come up higher, go behind some clouds. But right now we're getting an incredible view. And if we take a picture, we're going to look at the histogram. You can actually see that where the sun's coming up, I'm actually chipping, and on the right side showing white with no detail. But to be honest, even with my eyes, I can't look into the sun because it is actually getting too bright. So this is one of the few times you can go, okay, let's throw the histogram out the window. Our dark is a little bit dark. We don't really have any middle because right now we're almost silhouetting the rest of the mountains here. We're at Tunnel View, Yosemite National Park, California. It's now mid-morning. I was here earlier. This is my second time around. As you can see by the camera set up, the light's a little overcast, but it's actually looking pretty gorgeous. I'm shooting with my 5D Mark II instead of my Mark III. I'm looking at exposure, and I'm basically exposing it a little bit because my histogram is showing the skies being blown out, because as you can see there's very little detail there. So let's take a picture. As you can see by the blinky, white with no detail. And so we'll just make sure we protect that, but you got detail in the snow there. Yosemite National Park, Valley View. Take 2, Yosemite National Park, Tunnel View. This is one of the classic views in the park. Right now it's mid-morning, it's overcast. What I'm looking for exposure is right there in the middle. You see the mountain, that should be pretty close to 18% gray. El Capitan on the left is a little bit brighter, and you can see Half Dome and the mounting behind it. and they're actually bright. Excuse the cars, but it's mid-morning, so there's like dozens and dozens of cars going past. So what you'll look for is, with the overcast lighting, you've actually got a pretty nice scene, as you can see by the waterfall flowing. So expose for the mid-tones. Your mountains are going to go a little bit bright, and so will the sky, because it is basically white with no detail. You shouldn't lose the mountains, but you will lose some of the sky.